Coming to you every week from no place in particular, this is the Forever Road podcast, featuring Bosco. He's a music lover, a historian, and a connoisseur of the obscure. Find us on some great platforms like iHeart, Spotify, and even more as we keep growing. Now, pointed down the Forever Road, here's Bosco.
What's going on, everybody? Brothers and sisters, welcome to Forever Road Podcast. Best, worst thing you've never seen. It is a big, oh man, it is Sunday. It's been a wonderful day. Got up this morning, my usual time, like 3:45, 4 o'clock, and then kind of meandered around the house for a couple hours, and I went and laid back down. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. There he is. Tyler S. is in the chats. Welcome in, bud. My grandson, my first grandchild. Yeah, you like the hat? I want to do something different. So I don't know how it looks to everybody, but I think it's pretty cool. But my first grandson's, or grandchild rather, my grandson's birthday was the other day. So happy birthday, Jeremiah. And his birthday party was today. So a little wind beating. Went by there, hung out with the family. Hang on a second. Okay. And gosh, when's the last time we recorded? Was it 2 weeks ago? Maybe 3? I know I put something small. I did a small one last weekend. If I'm not, I am 44, brother. My oldest kid was born right after I turned 17, so I was a young daddy. Yeah, he's a year old. He is a trip, man. He's happy. He gets giggling and he likes making noises and all the stuff that 1-year-olds do. So yeah, thank you, Tyler. But today, let's see. I don't know if anybody's seen yesterday when I was at the Cherry Blossom car show. What I didn't know was right up the road, not far from there, was another car show. And so I left the downtown one because I had to take Catfish back home. But if I'd have known there was another car show, I just went back downtown and went to the other one. But it's all good. It's all right. Car show season is upon us, at least down south. Anyway, I'm not sure about up north. I'm not sure the timeline as far as that goes for everyone else in the country, but it is getting ready. And I know Mo Parties, where we at? Let's see. Of course, it's non-sponsored. I don't get paid for this, but let's see. Holly Mo Party. Let's look it up. Mo Party 2025 is, I know it's September 12th through the 14th. Yeah. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Beach Bend Raceway, Bowling Green, Kentucky. And if y'all can make it, I would gladly love to see y'all there. I know, Tyler, you're up in the great north. I think you're further north than I think you're further north than anybody else I know. Well, except for Craig. I had a dude named Craig Martin on here one episode a while back. Good dude. Thank you, man. Thank you. Craig Martin, he's a big Mopar nut, big Dodge guy like I am, and I had him on here. I'm going to try to get him scheduled back in at some point down the road, but I think he's in Canada as well, so I'm not sure what part of what side of Canada you're at, Tyler, but anyway, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. So went and seen did the car show thing today. or yesterday. Birthday party for Jeremiah today. And then yeah, Kentucky's a very beautiful state, as a matter of fact. British Columbia, what part of so what are you above? Like Montana area? You over on that side? Hang on. North, west. Okay. That side? Okay. Yeah. All right. I guess I wasn't too far off. I'm guessing from your locations. I'm in Georgia. Um, but I hope, let's see, I've been read a lot of articles today. I've been kind of mentally preparing for this to come back. And there's a few other touch ups. So I might have to cheat a little bit to read off of Wikipedia because I was just like overload of information to keep everything kind of lined up so I can look down the timeline and see what happened at what point in time. So y'all bear with me, but I'll gladly run this down. Most of the time, I like doing this day in music. I looked into it. I didn't see a whole lot going on there, so I moved on. But we'll gladly do let's see, this day in automotive. How about that? We're going to run that down. Let's see. This day in automotive history today, since the last time we recorded, so I kind of went back a little bit. The BMW, early stages of BMW, with it starting, at least as far as automotive goes, founded March 7th, 1916. Bayer Richt Motoren Work. Bayerisch. Motoren, Motoren Work. Werke. So do with that what you will. Yeah. Was founded this, like I said, where'd my link go? There we go. March 7th, 1916. March 10th, 1983, the Land Rover 110 was announced. Anybody impressed with those Land Rovers? I don't know. Not so much. Close that one out. March 11th, 1927, the first armored truck robbery in U.S. history. Y'all remember what was going on in the 20s? There's a time period of rapid industrialization, financial expansion, and consequently increased criminal innovation. The Roaring 20s. Yeah, that was crazy times back then. Let's see. March 12th, 1947, the first Ferrari is completed. Here you go. Not sure how old you are, Tyler, but March 13th, 1969, Herbie the Love Bug made its official. The Love Bug movie made its official debut. Dang, I can't talk. On this day in 1969, starring a pearl white 1963 VW Volkswagen Beetle. I think it's Buddy Hackett. Who else was in that movie? There's a quote from that movie saying that people look at it just wires and metal and all that, but there's something special in that car. Let's see, Herbie the Love Bug. Did you ever watch Herbie the Love Bug? Anybody? Tyler? Did you watch Herbie? The OG one? I remember having it on cassette. That's how old I am, bro. 1968 sports adventure comedy film featured directed by Robert Stevenson from the story Car. Let's see, plot. Cast. It was Dean Jones as James Douglas, Michelle Lee, David Tomlinson, Buddy Hackett. Yep. I don't know. I don't recognize any other names on that list. Yeah. Oh, that was Peter Falk. Never mind. Oh, David Tomlinson. That was the dad in Mary Poppins. Michelle Lee, I don't know that name. Dean Jones, I remember him. But I didn't know David Tomlinson. I didn't know that was his name. David Cecil McAllister. Yeah, I forgot he was in that movie. Yep, he worked for Walt Disney. Let's see. There's Marine's Blood. At work somewhere. When are you not at work, dude? I mean, I understand. When are you when are you not at work? I'm far behind at 39. Wife is 42. Oh, so you ain't that far behind. Yeah, man. Let's see. Jay was born. I was 17. He's been on here before on a Hank Senior episode. Which is on Spotify. I don't think I transferred anything over to YouTube yet. I need to. The older episodes. Jay was, let's see, I was 17 when Jay was born and 23, about to hit 24 when Bubba was born. So yeah, I only have two biological children, and now they're 21 and 20, whatever. How old Jay is, I don't remember. Hang on, is he 27 yet? Yeah, God, dog. No. Yeah, 27 about to be 28, if I'm correct. If I'm mathing right. Somebody double check that. See, now I get it because I used to, and I did this one time, and I'll admit it right here. I used to like laugh at Tansy stumbling over his thoughts and stumbling over his words because when you're sitting there and just listening, you're like, dude, the answer is obvious, but when you're right here talking, delivering whatever, your brain kind of either your brain runs too fast and your words can come out, or you're trying to think of the next thing you want to say or complete, and so you just kind of get that duh moment. So I get it. I get it. I totally get it. I've actually talked to Tansy about that before. Like, man, I can have a perfect 100% thought, and then it's gone, especially live. Which I still enjoy doing this live, and I know I took a little break. Went out to the woods hunting, sighting in my my AR, and that was fun. And then last weekend I was just busy around here. I still had sawdust on my. Matter of fact, when I did laundry yesterday, I don't do it but once a week. I still had sawdust walking back and forth in and out of the house. But yeah, so I'm back, and we're gonna keep rocking on. Okay, so Herbie the Love Bug, March 13th, 1969. March 14th, 1963, the Mercedes 230 SL debuts. March 15th, 1954. Turtle would actually love this. The 5,000th with a TH Porsche is built. when the first car badged as a Porsche hit the road in June of 1948. Very Porsche. Um, they put together that company. Um, March 16th, 2013, Mini Paceman. Sorry, I read that wrong. I did. Mini Paceman goes on sale. Here we go. March 17th, 2006. The last Chevrolet SSR is built. Chevrolet built the last example of one of the most unconventional vehicles in history, the SSR. Y'all know what an SSR is? Like that truck, HHR. Oh, okay. Yeah, my daughter's 15. Yeah. Um, let's see what else we got. The SSR short for Super Sport Roadster. It was an audacious blend of the past and present, borrowing cues from classic American workhorses like the El Camino and the late 40s advance. It kind of looked like an old panel truck from the 40s, if y'all can imagine that. Um, let's see. Let me go back. If it'll go back. Go back. There we go. March 18th, 1858. This is one of my favorite topics. Rudolph Diesel. He was born March 18th, 1858. He would also patent and design the type of engine by the same name. He was born, and he died under mysterious circumstances. I think he was super slided. For those Vegas Stop Wolfpack members, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Rudolph Diesel would later patent the type of engine by the same name. Is born in 1858. Hang on. At the age of 12, him and his family fled Paris and London due to the Franco-Prussian War. Before the conflict ended, his parents sent him to stay with an aunt and uncle in Augsburg. He became fluent in German and developed an interest in math while watching his uncle teach. Later landed a scholarship at Royal Bavarian Polytechnic of Munich. Yeah, say that 3 times fast, right? After graduating in 1880 with the highest educational honors in his class, and moved to Paris, worked for his former professor, Carl von Lind. Wow. He designed and constructed an ice and refrigeration plant, which Diesel would later become the director of. That's kind of funny because I work at a ice manufacturing plant. That's what my regular job is. Um, but yeah, so Rudolph, his disappearance on the night of September 29th, 1913, he was traveling from Dresden to Antwerp on a steamship. Upon finishing dinner, he requested a 6:15 wake-up call. When a steward went to wake him, he seemed to have vanished. They found his bed still made, his nightshirt laid on the bed, his watch sat on the vanity, and his hat and overcoat tucked neatly beneath the after deck railing. His remains were found. They ID'd him later, 10 days later. Yeah, it was identified. But yeah, it was a big mystery. I think we'll have to do that we have to cover Rudolph Diesel's death on a true crime episode. I think that's going to be our next true crime because I'm a big Diesel guy. So I'll try to run these down a little bit quicker and we can get on to our topic. Y'all going any in the chat? So y'all going to any car shows? Um, coming up soon. What's y'all's car show season up there in the Great White North up there in Canada and Marines Blood? I don't remember where you're from. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Where was I? It's about all. It's about all. Um. Okay, I don't know what Gamecock talking about, but sorry to hear about your problems. Um. Any of y'all ever heard of the guy named Smokey Yunick? Was and you know, I come across this article. I think, or who was it? Or one of the YouTube channels I follow was talking about, and they name dropped Smokey Yunick, and it got me intrigued on who he was. So I figured that's why I do this episode on him today. No, what do they say? He's not cheating the first time. Somebody else says never a war crime the first time. Yeah. So he wasn't a cheater. What I found out was he was just an innovator. You know, he would do something. He would have an idea on how to just get a leg up, take the edge out, or get an edge on everybody else, and then they'd add it to the rule books. Well, you can't do that. Well, okay, then he'd stop doing it. So it wasn't that Smokey Unit was a cheater per se. He just thought outside the box and made, you know, either he would, for example, oversized gas tank, or fuel tank, fill up a basketball inside of there. And upon inspection, they'd pass it. He'd deflate the basketball and add that much more fuel. They didn't say it couldn't be done, but like I said, never a war crime the first time. Um, so Henry Smokey Yunick was born May 25th, 1923, and he would pass away May 9th, 2001. American professional stock car crew chief, owner, driver, engineer, engine builder, and car designer. He also was a pilot in the United States Army Air Corps in World War II. Deeply involved in the early years of NASCAR and probably the most associated with the NASCAR with that racing genre. Y'all ever seen the black and gold? Thought I had it pulled up. The black and gold Chevelle. Believe it or not, it's not a full size Chevelle. Let's see if I can pull it back up because I had another screen. Apparently, I X'd it out of it. Let's see. There we go. So this would be, is that it? Nope. Not either. There we are. All right. That is Smokey Yunick's Chevelle and his dog. There's an engine bay. He done his own work. That was his. All of that was him. Well, they don't make them like they used to. All right. Let's see. So, yep, that was Smokey Yunick. His black and gold number 13 Chevelle. He grew up. He was born in. He was son of Ukrainian immigrants. He grew up on a farm in, how do you say it, Neshaminy. I may pronounce that wrong. I apologize if I do. Neshaminy Falls, Pennsylvania. Had to drop out of school to work on his family's farm at the age of 16 after the death of his father. This, however, allowed him to exercise his talents for improving and optimizing mechanical solutions. For example, constructing a tractor from the remains of a junk car. In his spare time, he built and raced motorcycles. That's where he got the nickname Smokey. So, because the motorcycle he would ride around in, he'd go to this motorcycle shop and he'd hang out in motorcycle. He used to race motorcycles. Motorcycles shop that he would go. It was just his motorcycle would smoke. They started calling him Smokey. Now, do y'all know, at least everyone here, y'all know that I'm a huge patriot. I love our military. He stated in the New York Times that he claimed he did lie about his age to join the Army, Army Air Corps. So he joined the Army Air Corps in 1941, flying the B-17 flying Fortress. I'll get it in a second. Named it Smokey and his Firemen. On more than 50 missions over Europe. He was with the 97th Bombardment Group, Heavy, of the 15th Air Force. At Amendola Airfield, Italy. He reported that he was then transferred to the war's Pacific Theater following VE Day. Official military records from the National Archives reflect that Yunick was drafted from civilian life as a welder in January 1943 at the age of 19 in Philadelphia at the enlisted rank of private. He served on an active duty from February 44 to March of 46, subsequently commissioned as second lieutenant. He was awarded one award, an Air Medal, by the 15th Air Force in 44. Although he reported that he was wounded in combat, there was no record of Purple Heart being issued. In 46, he married and moved to Daytona Beach, Florida, because it was warm and looked good when he had flown over it on a training missions. Now, we'll get into the nitty gritty. Me personally, I wish I had a shop here at the house so I could work on, and I would definitely call it Bosco's Garage. But Bosco Smokey ran the best damn garage in town at 957 North Beach Street in Daytona Beach from 1947. When he opened the garage, repairing trucks. So from 47 to 87. Now, see, if I'd have known he had that garage and I went down to Daytona a couple years ago before I started this, I would have found that location. I wonder if the building's still there. Let's look. 957 North Beach Street. Let's consult the great Google Maps, shall we? street side. I guess it's different. It's called something different now. All right. Hmm. There's a shop or something looks like it used to be a shop. No bay doors there. I don't know. Maybe not. He opened his garage, repairing trucks until 1987. He closed it. Claimed there was no more good mechanics. Uh, Garage property was sold according to the estate plan in 2003. To his estate plan in 2003. Most of the buildings were taken down a few years later, leaving only a single building that erupted in flames in April of 2011. Well, darn. Yeah, I should have read ahead. I've discovered that there was like a lot of little things, that he would go over. Let's see. I mean, and they would rewrite the rule books, with each turn, each thing he did, they rewrite oh, well, can't do that no more, and they'd add it to the rule books, and he'd stop doing it. Like I said, somebody commented. I was talking to him the other day about it. This dude is like, they say he was an outlaw, but I wouldn't call him an outlaw. He just out thought everyone. How do you beat your opponent? You outthink them. Nobody. You don't win wars by dying for your country. You make the other poor bastard die for his country. You win. You outthink your opponent. So that's what he did. NASCAR hated him. Matter of fact, he's not even in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. He is, however, in 1990, he was inducted into the International Racing Hall of Fame, but not the NASCAR Hall of Fame. He didn't care nothing about it. In between 58 and 73, now I'm going to tell you the accolades here. Won 57 races, 2 championships, and I forgot to write those down. I don't remember what years they were. 57 races, 2 championships under his belt. The deflate gate with the basketball and the fuel tank. After that, he would get 11 feet of fuel line and, run it back and forth. But the key to that was they never said how big the fuel line could be. It was 2-inch in diameter. So he had extra fuel. That's the biggest thing. Everybody else run out of fuel, right? I don't know if y'all know anything about racing or not. Yeah, see, like Tyler has said, wasn't an outlaw, just smarter. Let's see. 1958 and 73, he would participate in the Indianapolis 500. His car winning the 1960 race. His innovations included the reverse torque special from 1959. I want to find out more about the Chevelle that he had. With the engine running in opposite direction than usual, and a Hurst floor shifter special. The car with the driver's side capsule mounted as a sidecar. These cars aren't to be crazy looking. Let's see. Are there any of his cars here? I mean, if y'all ever really get into YouTube, there's a couple videos and interviews with him just himself, man, that I found was like completely, amazing. Let's see. back in the day, his racing career put him in contact with representatives from the automotive industry, but he became Chevrolet's unofficial factory race team, as well as heading NASCAR efforts for Ford and Pontiac. He didn't have loyalty to brand. I guess that in his mind, he was like, hey, man, whoever's going to pay me, whoever I can win with, then I'll win with. Um, he became the first team owner to win the Daytona 500 in 61 and 62. The reason why I wanted to bring all this Smokey Yunick and Daytona and racing, all that, is because I know we just started a little over a month ago. The NASCAR season started over, and I like old NASCAR stories. Some of this new stuff, I don't know any of the new drivers and the way they run things over there. I don't know, man. I think it's kind of, in my opinion, I think it's kind of, they could do better. You know, I had a uncle tell me, man, if you know better, then do better. It just didn't make sense to me how you're gonna, turn your back on how you started out. If everything's fine, now could it be safer? Matter of fact, he also designed the first safety wall in NASCAR. He was a great innovator, not just on cars, but he was where to go. There's a 1967. Um, Curtis Turner had a bad wreck, but what saved Curtis Turner's life was the roll cage that Smokey designed. The roll cage for his car. Um, like I said, He drove the first winged open wheel car in Indianapolis. Um, let's see. So I guess he had a single hand in inventing the rule book for NASCAR. Bring back Pontiac. Ah. I mean, Pontiac had a great engine, had a great platform, man. I don't know what they were thinking when they brought that Honda Accord looking GTO thing back in the. Well, I can't knock that car. That car was pretty sweet. The Holden from Australia. Um, I'm not even going to repeat that comment, dude. But yeah, so following Fireball Roberts' 1964 crash at Charlotte, which killed him, after 40 days, Yunick began a campaign for safety modifications to repeat the disasters, for to prevent the repeat of those disasters. After being overruled repeatedly by NASCAR's owner, Bill France Sr., Yunick left NASCAR in 1970. Now he would return after a few years because he just can't. He loved to race. He loved to race, but he thought of everybody else's safety and well being in the process of everything. Um, using oh, so the 11-foot, it was 3 meters for those that don't rock freedom fractions. With that said, you're 100% a Camaro guy. You like Camaro? Hey man, since you're up there, if you see any Fargo badges, which is Dodge down here, but if you see any Fargo truck badges or anything like that, please let me know. Send me one. Let me know how much it's going to cost to mail it to me. I want one for my collection. I collect the metal emblems on the side of old trucks and stuff. I've been wanting a Fargo badge for a long time. I don't even know if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, the 11-foot 3 meters of he would coil it 2-inch diameter, the fuel line. They would add 5 gallons to his race car fuel capacity. So now, but they didn't say it couldn't be done. And then when they found out, well, here we go. I don't know why, how he's, So the suspicious NASCAR officials, they removed the fuel tank for inspection, and they searched the car with no gas tank. So, well, here's 10 violations right here. And they gave him his fuel tank back. He threw his fuel tank in the back of his truck. Oh, well, whenever, if you can, if you ever come across any, just send it my way, man. We'll get together sometime in Facebook or something, or somewhere. So NASCAR inspected his car, and they didn't, you broke 10 rules or you have 10 violations or whatever. And he threw his fuel tank back in his car, fired his car up and drove away. He said, "You better make it 11." Rode off. Because he rode off in a disconnected fuel tank. He had extra fuel in those big fuel lines under the car. He used such innovations as offset chassis, raised floors, roof spoilers, nitrous oxide injections, and other modifications. Often within the letter of the rule book, if not the spirit. All those other guys were cheating 10 times worse than us, he wrote in his autobiography. So it was just self-defense. And there was a lot of cheaters out there. His success was also due to his expertise in the aerodynamics of his race cars. He showed up with stock fender wells still installed on his Chevelle, even though the rules stated that they could be removed. After the car qualified well due to improved aerodynamics, fellow competitors complained. Yunick replied, "The rules say you may remove them. They didn't say you have to." So that's something that I would say. Let's say you may. You see, I had to. You'll like this. Yunick also built a '68 Camaro for the Trans Am racing. There you go, Tyler. He was a Camaro. He built a Camaro. I did a Camaro episode too. They're my first season, and it was because of a buddy of mine passed away. He's a big Camaro fan. Tim Queen, in memory of Tim Queen. And then I ran down the history of how Camaro came across and my favorite body style and what and all that. We're talking about a guy who just outsmarted everyone, It was and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was a lot of NASCAR innovators or guys who just loved the racing so much that was their life. Just racing in general, whether it be NASCAR, Indy, Trans Am circuit, drag racing, dirt track racing. You ever been to a dirt track race down south? You'll know, man. Especially like the hobby cars. Wording is everything. Why lawyers get involved. Yep. That's why there's two phrases I learned since I was a first responder. One was, "It's possible, but I do not recall." Like say you arrive on scene. Well, was the person wearing a seatbelt? What did you notice this? Did you notice that? If you didn't know for sure, it's possible, but I do not recall. Was that man wearing a seatbelt? He flipped his car 5 or 6 times. Was he wearing a seatbelt? Well, it's possible, but I don't recall. That's a lead. And then there's another one that I really liked. Um that was one I used. I was doing what I had to do to gain positive control of the situation. Bam. Oh, why'd you do that to inmate such and such? Well, I was doing what I had to do to gain positive control of the situation. So yeah, like you said, wording is everything. Let's see. Let me see if I can find his 1968 Camaro. Thank you for sticking it out in the chats, man. It really means a lot. Thank you for all of my listeners, and followers on YouTube. Whether you're here watching this now or later on, I do notice a theme. Smokey Yunick's a majority of the time, it would be his black and gold car number 13. Let me see if I can pull some images up to show y'all. I'm not sure who else is watching. There goes brother Chris. What's going on, brother? Let's see. That is a sharp looking car for my Camaro people. Let's see if I can share the screen here. There he is. Nope, hang on, wrong screen. Try that one. I don't know if y'all can really see that. Sometimes I hate Bing. But yeah, that's a sharp looking car there for my Camaro fans. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret here. Chris Weaver is in the chats. This man had I'm gonna give a shout out and a big thanks. I always do. This man had a got a chubby. Chris Weaver had a huge impact on me. I didn't know much about diesels. Sometimes I still don't, but I just figure it out. And largely due to his influence. And I'll put that on record right now. I owe a huge debt of gratitude to him. He was a boss that showed me. He just kind of reached inside, saw something inside me, and went flip. And it was being around him and that mentality as to what led me to the next step and to the next step. And now, I'm running a shop by myself. And a lot of it has to do with him. So I've always been forever grateful. I know that things kind of come and go, whatever. We still stay in touch. We still talk and text almost every day. And I'm always super grateful for my brother. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I'm still doing the thing, and every time I get into a heavy spot or something like that, I think about what you've taught me over those, even just those short few years that we worked side by side. So it was a huge impact on me, a huge influence, and I'm grateful because it made me step up. And it also made me change my mindset on a lot of things and how I carry myself, even not only at work, but at home throughout life. So I'm going to keep on rocking. Um, let's see. Get a hold of fan of iRock Z28 on rollerblade. You riding down the road like Marty McFly, holding on the back of a Camaro. Rollerblades. I never could get into rollerblades, man. So, he built that 1968 Camaro for Trans Am Racing. Set several speed and endurance records with that car on the Bonneville Speedway with both a 302 cubic inch, and yes, Camaros had the first 302s, if for those who don't know, and a 396 big block. Even though he set those, it never won a race while he owned it. It later sold to Don Yanko, if you know Yankos, which I'm sure Tyler knows the Yanko Camaros. They're pretty badass. Who did win several races. The car, though superficially a stock Camaro, it was a acid dipped body, thinner window glass to reduce weight. The front end of the body tilted downwards, and the windshield laid back for aerodynamics. You always gotta, man, what they say. Felt like Marty. Yep, always. Let's see. Yeah, I got my old cowboy hat on, Chris. Contrary to popular opinion, Yunick designed the first safe wall. See, like I covered earlier, racetrack barrier in the early 80s. He used old tires and between sheets of plywood. But NASCAR did not adapt his idea. Imagine, y'all, wait a minute. I'm going to pause right there. So, in the early 80s, he's realizing folks are hitting the wall, getting hurt. Fireball Roberts got hurt and killed. These guys are hitting this wall, concrete wall, but NASCAR did not adopt his idea. Also, he developed air jacks for stock cars in 1961, but NASCAR did not deem them appropriate. Wow. Kind of makes me mad, especially if you're an Earnhardt fan. Dang, I think this is a Tyler S. episode. I hit the table with my knee. So yeah. So Smokey Yunick comes up with a safety wall design. Had it braced. I saw pictures of it in another video I was watching earlier. Had braces, and then old used tires and plywood. It would absorb the impact. So if it had stuck with the safety wall that he was designing and NASCAR didn't approve it, maybe we'd have had Dale Earnhardt. Maybe, if and buts were candy and nuts, oh, what a Christmas we'd have. But they didn't stick. They thought his ideas were dumb. Let's see. Yeah, the acid dipped car, and his car was 7/8 the size of normal cars. Right. And they would come over there with the template and measure the cars. And he goes, well, something's wrong with your template then. And then, there's a couple Chevelles out in the parking lot. Why don't you go? And then they go out there and say, well, I guess the templates were off. His car was 7/8 the size. Okay, just Tyler. I didn't want to be mistaken as any Tyler from. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what all is going on with that. I always support. Yeah, your tape measure is wrong. I've actually seen that before. Two different manufacturers of tape measure. And you pull it out on, and it wasn't a tape measure from Temu either. You pull it out and then you set the other one out beside it, and the marks are off. It's like, which one do you go with? Um, he was inducted to the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in 1990, like I said earlier, the inaugural year. Close. I came close to saying a not very cool word that you can say on YouTube. Um, and the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America in 2000. He's a member of 30 Hall of Fames across the United States and the rest of the world. Some of his items include hats, pipes. He always had a cigar or a corncob pipe, and always wore a cowboy hat. That's kind of the reason why I wore mine today. His hats, pipes, boots, engines, etc., all on display, loaned from the family at museums and racetrack to the Smithsonian. Dang it, I can't talk today. The big museum in D.C., that place, yeah. Smokey was NASCAR Mechanic of the Year twice. He also was an inventor of at least 9 U.S. patents. A pressure vent, 1978, 84 a patent number was awarded in 1984 for internal combustion engine apparatus for operating method for internal combustion. Fuel conditioning apparatus and method, apparatus for operating method, apparatus and operating method for an internal combustion engine, oil change system for method for testing combustion engines, racetrack with novel crash barrier method. So yeah, these patents, and that was 96. It was the last one. He has a book. After Yunick's death, his shop's contents were auctioned off according to his wishes, and he had witnessed his friend Don Gartlett's difficulty developing and maintaining a museum. He did not want either his family to be burdened or saddened by the whole high roller to gain control of his reputation. Instead, he preferred that his boots, equipment, cars, engines, and parts go to the people who would use them. And before his death, he undertook to restore as much of it as possible to working conditions. The auction's proceeds went to a foundation to fund innovations in motorsports. A marker to honor Yunick was erected alongside Smokey Yunick Way, located in Holly Hills Riverside Park, alongside the former Best Damn Garage Park property in Daytona. It sounds like there needs to be a Forever Road podcast road trip. Yes. The character Smokey in Disney's 2017 Cars 3 movie is based on Yunick. He's betrayed by Chris Cooper. So I wanted to cover, like I said, yeah, that was close. Inaugural. There. I said it that time. Yeah, I just wanted, like I said, I wanted to cover a little bit of Smokey Yunick's history and his life. And, just kind of put this out there that we're going to keep rocking. I know I took a little break. I needed a much needed break. Thank you for everyone who was in the chats. Chris, Marines Blood. I don't know if he's still in here, still listening, but thank you for being in here. Tyler, Chris, Marines Blood, as always. Tyler, not to be confused with the other one, but y'all follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Email me if you got anything you want me to cover, cars, music related. Email me, foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com. Send me a message on Facebook, a DM, especially if you got a favorite car that you want to know the history on. And I know that a lot of people are working. My work schedule and personal life kind of gives me a little permissions to do some research. So not in Crack Face or Instagram. I wondered about that. Crack book. But yeah, Tyler, if there's anything else you want me to cover, anybody else in the chats or anybody listening to this, y'all want me to cover any topic, music or automotive related, let me know, man. I'll do some research. I'll give you credit. Hey, man, this is brought to me by Tyler or Marines Blood or Chris Weaver. I think I'm going to do a true crime episode next week on Rudolph Diesel, because y'all know I'm a diesel guy. So this next week is going to be, committed to checking him out, reading about his life and all that. So I think that'd be kind of cool. That's why I started doing was, So y'all know, as usual, if y'all know any veterans, I wonder if they've done the let me pull it up here. OperationTackleBox.org. I always give them a shout out because they do a lot of good for our how to make billions in 4 easy steps. Find a chick to marry who's got a lot of money. Good luck with that. Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. So y'all know some veterans. Everybody does. I think I'm gonna take one episode and start running down my own personal background, automotive history, and what influenced me. Oh well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm two weddings deep into everything, so I ain't gonna knock any of my exes. I just didn't work. So Operation Tackle Box. It is 501c3. I said that right? Nonprofit organization. It is veterans helping veterans. They did the giveaway for the UTV for the side by side. Y'all see it on the screen. Congratulations to the winner, John Welsh from Knoxville, Tennessee. He was super excited. Special thanks to Miss Amy from Noonan, which is not far from where they're at, for her generous donation. They're halfway to the goal to buy a boat. So yeah, the donations and all that people give, monthly, weekly, whatever y'all can give. They're working on buying a boat so they could do deep sea fishing. So they can do for their wheelchair veterans to get their warriors out on the water. A modified deep sea fishing boat for the wheelchair veterans. keep an eye on their next giveaway around the corner. So there's a bunch of pictures when they get together. I actually saw it live on Facebook when they did their giveaway. But y'all know they're family owned and operated company focused full time on planning out fishing expeditions for the veterans, helping them out with whatever they need, the GI Bill, the VA claims, absolutely anything and everything they can do, they will do. Um, there's a whole lot of healing through reeling. I know that myself. Getting out there on the water, on a dock, or sitting in a boat, or on the side of a lake, creek, pond, whatever. It is peaceful. It brings you a lot of peace. I actually went and cleaned up my fishing gear not too long ago. I'm about ready. So, y'all, please go check them out. You can scroll through their page, click donate now. They take all forms of payment. Obviously, it's right there on the page. A link will be in and on the show notes. That's about all I got today. Matter of fact, I don't even know if Forever Road podcast is. Let me see. Bam. Y'all gonna see me do this live. There we go. Signed up. Just for their newsletter. The way I can keep up with more things that are going on. But yeah, y'all go in there and find you some super sweet merch. If you don't want to buy a shirt or a hat, anything like that, at least go in there and donate. They have stuff for women as well. Hoodies. I know everybody loves hoodies, hats, t-shirts, long sleeves, outerwear, jackets. That's a nice jacket, as a matter of fact. There's stuff for ladies. Yep. So y'all go check them out. OperationTackleBox.org. Oh, I guess I clicked on the thing and it didn't change over. Sorry, y'all didn't see that. My bad. But let me try that again. I will try this again. There we go. Like I was saying, new t-shirt designs, hoodies. Been there, destroyed that. I like that. Hats. If you're a big hat guy like I am, I've got plenty of hats. I like that one. The original design hat. I don't see it on here. I like that though. And then, like I said, hats, t-shirts, long sleeves, outerwear, and stuff for ladies. You can hit shop all and just browse through that. But all the proceeds, all of it goes to uh-oh. Can y'all see me? Okay. But all the proceeds from buying hats and shirts or whatever, even the donate, it all goes to helping those guys on their mission. So, and they do a whole lot. Like I said, they do a lot of help with the veterans suffering PTSD, anxiety, injured, So y'all go check those guys out, please. Till next week, like I said, it's gonna be a true crime episode. Let's find out what happened to Rudolph Diesel. I'm super grateful for Rudolph Diesel because I've made I've made a pretty decent living. Let's see. Can't confirm nor deny our ability to see you. He did. So just keep wearing this hat each episode. Might get a black one next time. This one kind of makes my head sweat a little bit. especially when I'm working. Oh, I've especially working out there in the yard. Um, but yeah, man, I've had a lot of fun doing this. Just putting this bluntly out there, there's been a few times where I'm like, man, am I going to get on here and record again? It's sometimes I have my doubts of am I being successful? Do y'all like my content? Things like that. But it's I try to get in here and be entertaining and share some points of views and some thoughts and things that I like. I don't know anything about hip hop, pop music, or anything like that. I know a lot about NASCAR racing, drag racing, building trucks and stuff like that. Um, Working on diesels, obviously, and a lot about music. You know, but there again, I'm super grateful that y'all are. Yeah, please share this. Click that like and subscribe. I know you guys have it in the chats. Please share this video. And I'm still trying to put this out there. I ain't trying to get out there and get a sponsor. I have a job. I don't get paid for this. I'm not complaining, but I like doing this. Um, I make my own money. I don't need a sponsor. Somebody telling me what I can and cannot talk about. I just want to get on here and talk about my favorite stuff and share my fruits of knowledge and experiences with you guys and gals, whoever's listening. And, I still have fun doing it. So sometimes I'm like, man, are they really going to? It's a thought, man. I'm just being honest. I don't know if anybody else out there has had the any experience getting on behind this camera and a microphone, but I'm just being genuine. I don't edit anything. What y'all see here, what I put on Spotify, I don't have a soundboard. I don't have a little, you know, but I'm super grateful for everybody that's helped me along the way, you know, um, and inspired me. I owe, while I'm giving out thanks, I'll say this. There's another podcast I listen to, and I'm close friends with them. Is the Kibby and Friends show. They cover a whole lot of way deeper, focused into the automotive Mopar stuff. The Kibby and Friends show. I don't know if y'all have heard me talk about them before or not, but um, matter of fact, Dan Atkinson, who's been on here before with a chicken helmet, that's how I met him. And that's how I ended up going to Mo Party in Kentucky, and had a lot of fun. So that, and then the guy, Eric Tansey over at Failure to Stop. And when I actually talked to him before launching Forever Road, and I talked to Tansey on the phone. Oh gosh, I think we talked for like an hour or so. And I said, man, I've got all this just random facts and random knowledge and random stuff that, from what I could tell at the time, that nobody's really talking about. And, he was like, man, go for it. Try it out for a season or whatever and see how you like it, see what you think. But then I found this, everybody's, I hate to say following because I'm not leading anybody anywhere. I'm just talking. But, that's why I call you brothers and sisters. So for me, if I could put this stuff out there, just my experiences, just some old poor Southern, I don't know, poor Southern guy, Southern boy, that talks about the stuff that nobody's talking about, Smokey Yunick and Dale Earnhardt, which everybody's done a Dale Earnhardt episode, I'm sure. And even about the music stuff, that's why I try to pick and choose some of the artists that nobody's talking about. I mean, somewhere down the line, I'm going to talk about the band called Blackberry Smoke, Marcus King. There's a dude named Kingfish. It's a phenomenal guitar player, but that's just what I like to do. Um, It's not useless, just not common. Yeah. Yeah. So, but well, we're gonna end it there. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being in the chats. I know I had to ride this solo tonight. We'll figure things out and we'll keep kicking. Next week, like I said, it's gonna be Rudolph Diesel for our true crime episode. I have another one that I'm working on. I need to start making some notes on, but I got intrigued about this whole Diesel disappearance. Is it Rudolph or Randolph? I gotta spell it right. Hang on. Yep. Rudolph Diesel. I misspelled his first name. Rudolph Christian Carl Diesel. That's going to be fun. Yeah, man. Thank y'all. Like I said, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and more. Y'all, I hope and pray that everybody has a safe and great week. We'll get in here next Sunday and talk about stuff and things. Oh, y'all keep an eye out on the YouTube, the YouTube videos. I got to ride up to Northeast Georgia to Mr. Dan Atkins' place and go pick up an '84 Ram Charger. I've always wanted a Ram Charger. Y'all know I'm a big Dodge guy. And I'm picking this thing up for a little next to nothing. Honestly, I'm trading the engine for it. So picking up an '84 Ram Charger. If you know what those are. Yeah, please give me a 5-star rating and review on Spotify and the other things. Spotify, I think iHeart does it too. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about YouTube. And click that like and subscribe. Go Spotify, go into your settings, click auto download. And even on iHeartRadio, click auto download. That way it helps me out in the algorithm. I would love to, by the end of this year, at least, well, maybe 2. I don't know. I would love to, at some point, get one of those YouTube plaques, but I ain't got that big of a following, just at least a YouTube plaque, I think that'd be kind of cool. Dude, Mike Finnegan, if y'all know who that is, he's very close. If y'all go check him out on Mike Finnegan's channel, he's very, very close to getting that 1 million following on YouTube. No, not automobile download. That would be funny though. Automotive download. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, y'all go check that out. 5-star rating and review, please. And until whenever, that's the only thing. Spending money on this, it's like to get the upgraded set for all this would cost me a little bit of money. I need to get a sponsor. Hey man, let me borrow $500. Maybe I'll sell a truck. All right, till next time, brothers and sisters. I love y'all. Thank y'all very much. Have a great and safe week. I hope to see y'all in the chats next week. And I know I'll see y'all in other channels here in a couple days. But love y'all. Peace.
Thanks for riding with us on the Forever Road podcast with Bosco. Hey, you can find and follow us at Instagram and Facebook, or just drop us a line or a question anytime at foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time on the Forever Road podcast.